Chapter 3 The Magical World. Earlier the next morning, the 7 oldest girls and the twins were up finishing decorating the room. Then they walked over to where the triplets, who were still fast asleep. Jenny put her finger to her lips so the other sisters would stay quiet, and then she started singing, "Today it is your birthday, and we sing to let you know that you will be queen for the day. Whatever you say now, whatever you say goes." The triplets' eyes opened and they giggled. "Happy birthday, girls," the other sister said. Then they led the triplets over to where the chairs were, to where 3 chairs were standing around each other. The triplets sat down and the girls continued the song as Ashlyn Fallon played the harp and flute. But before the girls could finish their song, Rowena interrupted. "You're late, Your Grace," Genevieve said. "We were celebrating a special birthday." "That's no excuse," Rowena said. "Until you learn etiquette, the celebration will wait." Lacey was almost about to cry. Genevieve tried to reason with her. "But we were just dancing. Mother made it a family tradition." "I don't care. No more singing or dancing, lad, because your mummy isn't here anymore." "Is she?" "But it's our birthday, Lacey said sadly. "A princess does not talk back," Ron said. "No dancing until you learn to act like royalty. Now hurry up and get dressed. I'll be expecting you all in 10 minutes. Then she left. "Okay, 2 words, Courtney said. "Not cool." Everyone else nodded in agreement. The day dragged on and something was odd. "Where's Papa?" Lacey asked as she climbed onto her bed. "He's never forgotten our birthday." Jeremy couldn't help but feel sorry for the triplets, and Lacey's question was a good one. Where was their father? "We still have a present for you," Ashlyn said, handing a book to Janessa with a blue flower on it. Jeremy handed Lacey a book with white lilies on it. "When we turned 5, Mother gave each of us a copy of her favorite story. Delia handed a book with a daisy on it." Ashlyn held up her book. She had one made for each daughter. Lacey opened her book and looked at the words carefully. "The Dancing Princess." Jeremy smiled at Lacey's effort. Lacey handed her book to Jeremy. "Will you read the story?" "Of course," Jeremy said. Then she opened the book and the triplets listened wide-eyed as the story was about a princess who discovered a magical world by dancing across 12 special stones and twirled 3 times, 12 on the 12th one, and a secret gateway opened. "Where did it go?" Janessa asked. "Let's see." She walked into a glowing light, into a magic world, with trees made of silver and gold. The flowers are made of jewels. Across the lake was a golden pavilion. The princess danced and danced to her heart's content. She wanted to stay forever, but it wasn't meant to be. The magic land vanished after the 3rd night. That left the princess heartbroken, until she realized she brought the magic back with her. And it was hers to keep forever. How did she do it? "What kind of magic?" the triplets asked. Jenny looked at her book. "That's odd. It doesn't say." Suddenly she heard Lacey groan. She watched Lacey as Lacey slipped as she tried to climb into bed with her new book. Jeremy walked over to Lacey and reached down for the book. "What the—" Jeremy said, looking at Lacey's book cover and the stone that landed here. They matched. Jeremy turned to Kathleen. "Kathleen, let me see your book for a second." Kathleen brought her book to Jeremy. Jeremy found the matching stone. "Impossible," she breathed. She turned to Lacey. Jeremy then turned to Lacey. "Are you thinking what I'm thinking?" "Yep." "Girls, quick. See if we can find a stone that has the flower that matches the one in your book." One by one, each girl found her matching stone. "What does it mean?" Courtney asked. "I'm not sure, but I have a feeling," Jeremy replied. "The story said the princess danced from stone to stone. She started to dance on the stones. Nothing happened. She stopped. Maybe a different old order." "Oh, this is the young," she turned to Ashlyn. "Oh, this is the youngest, maybe." "Where's yours, Ashlyn?" Ashlyn pointed at the stone that had 3 purple flowers. Genevieve stepped on it. Suddenly a chime rang as the stone lit up. Genevieve chuckled and swallowed. So she could see if the stones matching the covers of the book had anything amazing to do with the story. Blair? Genevieve asked. Blair pointed at the stone with 3 red flowers. A chime rang and lit up as Genevieve stepped on it. Courtney pointed at the stone that had the forget-me-not flower. The same thing happened like the last. Amazed, Genevieve called out the names, and each girl pointed to her stone. Each time Genevieve stepped on the stone, a chime rang and lit up. Genevieve's heart was pounding excitement as she stepped on Lacey's stone. Nothing happened. Not even a chime. Why didn't mine work? Lacey asked, confused. Genevieve thought for a moment. I forgot something. The princess twirled 3 times. Let's try again. As Genevieve twirled, a chime rang out. Suddenly, their floor started sparkling and it started opening something. The stones reappeared at the stairs. Everyone gasped. Wow, Delia said. Then she looked around at Courtney. Genevieve laughed as she put a hand on the railing that disappeared. Who's coming with me? She called. One by one, the girls followed Genevieve. Ron's eyes widened as he followed the stairs. Pinch me, Ashlyn said to Blair as they looked out. I'm dreaming. Then I'm having the same dream. Soon they realized they were standing on the grounds of a lighthouse, and nothing was on the other side. What do you think? Hadley began. That is, Isla finished. Genevieve shrugged. I'm not sure, but let's find out. They then spotted a boat that could hold all 12 princesses. They soon reached the dock, and everyone smiled. It's just like Mother's dance pavilion, Genevieve said. They walked until they reached a place that was big enough to dance around. Genevieve said, Oh, I wish we had some music. Suddenly some nearby flowers opened and sprinkled some gold dust on a portrait of 3 instruments, and instruments sprang to life. Genevieve turned to Lacey. Did you see that? Lacey nodded. Then 3 more instruments sprang out of the portrait. Genevieve grabbed Lacey's hand. Come on, Lacey, dance with me. Genevieve giggled as her big sister led her onto the dance floor. Then soon the whole dancing area of the pavilion was filled with 6 groups of princesses dancing in groups of 3. Lacey was doing her best to stay on her feet. Suddenly she fell over. Genevieve looked over at her youngest sister. A small moan escaped her lips as she lifted one of her knees. It was scraped. Something like this always happens to me, Lacey sobbed. But I thought you were dancing beautifully, Genevieve said. Then she reached out and helped her sister up. Come on, let's wash it off. Then she led Lacey to a nearby fountain and wetted the cloth she kept with her. Then she dabbed the water on the cut. Suddenly, some sparkles appeared on the wound. Then it healed the wound. Lacey looked up at Genevieve. How did it? Genevieve shrugged. I don't know. Lacey giggled and scooped up a handful of water. I could use this all the time. Come on, let's get back to dancing, shall we? Genevieve said. You go on ahead. I'll just be a minute. Okay, Genevieve walked back toward the other 10 girls who were still dancing. Shortly after, the triplets grew tired and ended up falling asleep. The next morning, after the music finished, Genevieve looked down at her shoes. Oh, whoa, I actually wore out my shoes. Courtney looked down at her. Me too. It's a sign, you know, Ashlyn said. Oh, what? Genevieve asked. That we've danced enough for one night. We better go home before Rowena finds out we're gone. Genevieve said, I'd hate to leave. I could just dance forever and ever and ever. Ashlyn chuckled. I think we all do. The other girls helped wake the triplets up and headed on home. Did you enjoy your birthday, Genevieve asked as she finished tucking Lacey. The triplets nodded. Thanks, Genevieve. You're welcome. So Genevieve walked her bed. Good night, girls. And she set her worn-out shoes on her chest that was on the end of her bed. Good night, Twyla. Genevieve slipped into her bed and fell asleep. Well, that's the end of this chapter. I hope you like my Lacey, Genevieve, and my lace I am doing my best to sound like all the princesses, all the characters the best I can. So, like I said, forgive me if I do not. So yeah, just stay tuned for chapter 4. Comment, like, subscribe. Bye.